The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Boy, don't you be scary, come and see what it do. Once you take a bite of this forbidden fruit, you will lose yourself. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Boy, don't you be scary, come and see what it do. Once you take a bite of this forbidden fruit, you will lose yourself.
Melanated goddess, a title that fits you but still is modest. I'm just being honest. You gave me life, I'm still astonished. To submit, I promise. Every day I must pay homage. Give me strength and knowledge to help me break this European bondage. Forgive us for the times we betrayed you. Forgive us for the times that we played you. Forgive us for the times that we raped you. Forgive us for the times that we slaved you. Forgive us for the times we didn't save you. Forgive us for the times we tried to break you. Forgive us for the times we enslaved you. Forgive us for the times we disobeyed you.
The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Boy, don't you be scary, come and see what it do. Once you take a bite of this forbidden fruit, you will lose yourself. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Boy, don't you be scary, come and see what it do. Once you take a bite of this forbidden fruit, you will lose yourself.
If you dark skin, brown skin, light skin, a mix, we all Africans.
As soon as I get off the call with you, I have to go have a meeting with some folks here in Michigan about acquiring some city lots to do some urban gardening, some community access and stuff like that. So anywhere I go, anywhere I touch down, it is always about agriculture and access.
Okay. Now, what is mycology? Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, you are. Yeah, so we're talking about the study of mushrooms, fungi. So it's a fun meme going around Facebook that is like, mushrooms are such a diverse, organism. They have the power to, provide food and sustenance. They have the power to kill you, and then they have the power to help you see God or whatever. And like, there's so much out there in terms of what mushrooms are, and we only know like 5 to 10% of these mushrooms. Like, we haven't even scratched the surface with identifying it. But what's intrigued me about mushrooms is their ability to, without mushrooms, none of us would be here. Like, they basically eat up the waste. They are the reason why things decay and return to the soil. There's whole mycelial networks underneath our feet. So we have them to thank for, the regeneration on this planet. But in a bigger sense, they can eat plastic, they can clear water of oil waste, they can clear out lead out of the soil. It can be utilized to filter water. They're doing stuff that allows mushrooms to be building materials to replace plastic. There's a group out there that's doing mushrooms and furniture with mycelium. And then, of course, there's the huge medicinal benefits. There are mushrooms that can hold a flame, and there's some that are anti-aging. Even one of the substances that has the most melanin on this planet is a fungi. It's the chaga or scatagan mushroom. And it has huge anti-inflammatory healing properties. So if we even just tapped into a little bit of what mushrooms are able to do, we would see a lot more improvements in our overall sustainability on this planet.
Wow, that's major. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't even think twice about mushrooms, even eating them, let alone,
No, I tell people all the time. I tell folks all the time, if you say you don't like mushrooms, it's because you really ain't had none, for real. And I understand that. Like, the access to good edible gourmet mushrooms is limited. Like, we get white buttons and portobellos, but there's mushrooms out there that taste like lobster. There's stuff that cooks up like calamari, that has a meaty texture like steak. And what's cool about some mushrooms is if you turn them cap up in the sun, they absorb so much more vitamin D. And then we can utilize that to get access to more vitamin D. Like, there's so much that we don't know about mushrooms, and when will we ever have the opportunity to? Like, it's not something that is, taught in schools. Like, some of the stuff is coming out within the last 20 years, and it's certain communities that talk about it. But so that's why I'm trying to learn as much as I can so I can bring it to a level that more people have access to, so that we can talk about this more in the community. So we could talk about, like, how do we cook up lion's mane and oyster mushrooms? How do we grow these things? Like, blue oyster mushrooms are easy to grow by yourself in a tub in your closet. Like, we could have sustainable food sources. Like, we started talking about, like, this food shortage that we know is going to come. So even talking about even growing, the relationship that plants have with mushrooms or fungi is important. It's a symbiotic relationship that they have. So using that in compost to, beef up the soil, because it's what breaks down and provides nutrients to these plants. So it will help us in the understanding sustainability on real terms if we really understood the fungi community.
Okay.